Welcome to Rags to Riches. I'm your host, Sean Hogan, and President and CEO of the Hogan Group of Companies. And today, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how much failure was truly required to succeed in my personal sphere. It's no secret on this podcast, we tell people stories of how they were in awful debt, terrible situations, went through rough times, but somehow found the drive, integrity, focus, and accountability to push through their perceived glass ceiling and get to that next level. So, since I've experienced a recent breakthrough in one of my businesses, I thought, you know what? Let's talk about how much suck is truly required to get to the promised land. Every time, I'm sure you and I do, listen to a very successful human or podcaster, it's a consistent theme. They appear to be working harder than we are, and they appear to have found a way to push through some kind of incredible challenge to get to that next level. So I'm going to tell you mine. And this started in 2017 when I was running a region for a major national construction company. And that was after I had lost a business, by the way. I'd lost a construction company. We were about a $4 or $5 million company. Had it with 4 partners, and we had turmoil in the partnership. One of them was my ex-wife and mother of my children. And it went pretty bad. We lost it all. I had owed the bank $300,000 at one point, and I scraped through, was forced to sell my house, but luckily landed a position with a major national, making pretty decent income. I think it was about $230,000 at the end of the day was my yearly, and I still lost it all. I actually lost my driver's license during that time for drinking and driving. I had to have one of my staff drive me around. That was the first straw with senior leadership team, and I was just drinking and partying and not caring, and picking fights with senior leadership over control, and we were fighting for control of this office that I had grown for them substantially. We had targets of $10 million for the year in projects. And when I say projects, I mean major, wineries, schools, hospitals, that kind of stuff. And we ended up bringing $98 million, my team did. And of course, I wanted the world, and thought that it was a solo mission, not a team effort, and that was a big mistake. So in 2017, I was left with nothing. I was down to bare bones. I was living in my brother's rented condo in a room with my 2 kids part-time. Both kids were under 5 at the time. And really at the depths of despair, so to speak. And I just had enough. I'd had enough of the drinking, the partying. I had enough of failure. And, at 34 years old at the time, I couldn't see my life going so poorly from how great I thought it was going before. So I went back to school, and this is where the first wave of success happens, okay? I went back to school, became a nutritionist, and finished some personal training certifications. I had always trained on the side. I played high-level rugby, high-level hockey, and lifted weights since I was 15 years old. So I had personal trained on the side in multiple functional fitness facilities over the years, F45 being one of the most. You might know that national brand. I enjoyed it. And I was so sick and tired of construction, and thought, you know what, maybe something different. So luckily, I had started dating a woman, and her best friend appeared to be quite successful, and she was a personal trainer, but online. And keep in mind, this is right when online personal training really took a big takeoff in about 2018, okay? And she was making about $45,000 a month, and at the time, I thought that was pretty substantial. And she was telling me a bit of her story about what she does, and I couldn't help but thinking, well, I have senior leadership skills. I've been selling for 20 years. Maybe I can do this. Maybe I can do this better than she can, with all due respect to her. So I asked her some advice on where to go, where to start, and she'd put me on to a group of coaches. And this is a top coaching organization, specifically who teaches, online trainers how to grow. And that course was, I think it was about $8,900, okay? And I didn't have the money. I had to borrow it. I had leveraged 2 credit cards to do it. It was down on my last dollars. But you know what? I had no choice, did I? And this is lesson 1 for you, or lesson 1. I hope this resonates with you, entrepreneurs who are trying to grow. If you're not willing to take an incredible chance that could cause significant pain, you're probably not going to be motivated enough to get to the next level. And that's a consistent theme I find interviewing all of our multi-million-dollar entrepreneurs on this podcast too, is, they took a big risk and they put some skin in the game, and it could have gone either way. And this could have gone either way. I was ready for bankruptcy. I had considered checking out, at one point, but my 2 sons, kept me whole and kept me focused. So I went through that course, and there was a big difference between, and this is where the individual comes into play. Okay, there's a big difference between me in this course with 100 other students and the other students. A lot of them were in their 20s, young personal trainers who just want to learn. I was coming off a senior level corporate career where I'd been a CEO, a CMO, a vice president, and a COO twice. So I had senior level experience and also had been selling for 20 years. That was my advantage to the other, let's call them kids in the course. None of them had that experience. So the back-end systems, the spreadsheets, the software, understanding how to scale, understanding how to lead, understanding how to prepare for success. I knew those things, even though I'd failed at them before. I knew them. They were ingrained, and had lots of university education and trial by fire with big companies, learning from the masters. So I got to work. And how that works when you're first starting an online business in that time was organic. So you post 3 times a day, a post, a reel, and a story, and those stories will get leads, and those leads come in the way of likes, shares, and follows, and comments, of course, and comments being the highest priority lead. You contact those people and you start a script. So it's cold sales, and I must have contacted 5,000 people, and my following grew. My first program, my first coaching, Physique Transformation coaching bundle I sold was for $699 for 6 months. If you've ever hired a coach, you know how low that is. And I got one. And my one was my first client in 2018. He's still with me on the media side. He's now a client of my business coaching program. And he's still with me. So I'll thank that guy for life and do anything for him. His name's Jeff McCallum, by the way. He owns Jeff McCallum Consulting. Look him up. Great dude. Good man. And it just grew to 5 clients. 7 clients, 10 clients. I hustled so hard. Simultaneously, I lost 65 pounds and got in very, very good shape. And it's a bit of a superficial business that way. When you're hiring a coach, you want to hire someone you want to look like. And although I don't resonate with physical appearance in that way, I'm more intellectual. I find that was crucial to make more revenue. Then it went to 15 clients, 20 clients. All of a sudden, I was netting $10,000 a month within my second month of doing this. And I went, wow, I got a business here. This is going somewhere. That was the first wave of success. But like any success, it's paired with failure pretty darn quick. Now, the same sorts of challenges I had before crept in. Arrogance, entitlement, and a lack of accountability. So I thought, wow, I could live off 10 grand a month for a little while. I still had, 70 grand my payout for my commissions for my last company. Sold my house. So if they finally paid me out. And I thought, I can just coast. And I did. So that 10 went down to 9, then down to 8, lost a couple customers, wasn't in that incredible shape anymore. I went, you're doing it again, Sean. It's time to refocus. So I went back to work and hustled again. Now, I really went through this process for a while until the company was producing about $25,000 net in my jeans each month. And if you would have talked to me the year before, I'd tell you that was, a dream come true. I'd be in tears. And I was in tears several times with, the ups and downs because of how awful it was. And then the success is finally coming. Over that time frame, let's fast forward to about 2023, had grown the company, gone through ups and downs, but the company's growing 40 clients, 50 clients, 60, 80 clients, 90 clients. Now we got a real business. And COVID hits. COVID, it actually took off a little bit. But after COVID, and when the economy set in and our liberal government, got their hooks in, and carbon tax took a stab, and then real estate prices went through the roof, and everybody had a renewal on their mortgage. I'm using blame. I promise I'm not deflecting here. However, they affected the business, and it was much harder to sell programs. So the business took a slight dip. During that time and over those couple of years, I really wanted to get to that $50,000, $60,000 a month. And I got to 40, 45, but never quite 50 or 60. And I had hired 5 different marketing agencies. All failed catastrophically. This is one of the reasons why I started Hogan & Co. Media, which is coming up, by the way, is because so many of these companies will promise you the world about all these leads they can get you and how easy it's going to be and these funnels and systems and we're going to do all these. They don't. They just don't. It doesn't work. I've never had one that works, and I know they don't work because I've got so many clients now on both businesses, and they've hired other companies before they hired my marketing company to take care of their business. And that's not a plug, by the way. And they say the same thing. It's overpromise and underdeliver. So I lost a lot of money on that. And when you're trying to develop new systems and new ways of skinning the cat, so to speak, you tend to get away from your original process, which was hustling on those DMs and doing those hard sales. I didn't want to hustle anymore. I'd done those thousands and thousands of cold calls and DMs, and I didn't want to be up till 8 o'clock at night messaging people on my social media. Hey, what's got you interested in health and fitness? I was sick of it. I was ready for the next stage. I was ready to go. And so it kept failing and failing and failing and failing, and I was just bouncing against the ceiling. Well, a couple major things happened in 2023 where I broke through that glass ceiling and got to the next level. The first was I was convinced that the economy was too tough for the health and fitness business to get to $100,000 a month. And something awful happened. Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok really tightened up on their community guidelines. What does that mean? Well, the body positivity movement and the feelings first movement in our society, which I strongly disagree with. I don't believe we're going to have tough humans, resilient humans who are capable of raising kids for the next generations unless we fix it. That movement made it very difficult on Facebook for you to say, here's your body now and here's what it could look like. That's not body positivity in their minds, and you can't advertise that. I have, transformed 1,600 people. I have thousands of transformation photos we use for advertising. They shut me down. I lost 18,000 followers on one account, and I lost 7,900 followers on another account, and endless social proof. And this is important to note, entrepreneurs. You need social proof on your social media. People need to trust you before they buy from you. So if you're not offering a ton of free value and proof on sharing your story, you're not going to get a bunch of leads and sales online. Even if you're a brick and mortar and looking to advertise, you're going to have to give people things for free and teach them shit for free, just like we're doing here today. So I lost it all and had to start all over again. 2023, I've got big expenses. My expenses are $10,000 out the door. I've upgraded to a much bigger house. I got shit, kids to feed, shit to do, paying big bills. So I had a choice. Starting from scratch, you get under 1,000 followers or under 2,000 followers. People don't really take you very seriously, even though you're a serious company. So I thought, you know what? Let me double down. I know that every entrepreneur on the planet who's successful says, master your craft, focus on one thing, don't start another one. But I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I have so much knowledge about social media now, so much knowledge about marketing. I have a marketing degree too. That was my first degree out of college. I know how to grow business online, and I know I can teach it. So I launched Hogan & Co. Media, and I started cold calling companies to see if they wanted to have me come in and speak to their staff for free. Well, lo and behold, Toyota, and the biggest dealership in the region, said, yeah, we'll have you come speak to our team. Great guy running it. We knew each other from, friend circles. And he said, yeah, come speak to my team. And I did. And I gave him everything. And after that, I said, you know what? I think you guys can accomplish your goal. And at the time for this dealership was, they said, hey, we want to go all booked appointments. We don't want to deal with walk-ins and traffic on the dealership lot anymore. So can you help us get a bunch of bookings for our staff? And I said, fuck, yes, I can. That's exactly what I can do for your 20 sales staff. So I put together a proposal. It took 4 or 5 proposals to get it. They ended up hiring me for an 8-week seminar for all their sales staff, which if you look at our old media, you'll see some. I recorded them. I was smart. I hired a videographer and recorded them all as lessons for future students and taught them how to book appointments online. And that really started something because, I don't want to tell you the number because they're a local company. I don't want to share that number, but it was in the 5 figures that they paid me to do this. And I thought, I got something here. I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to teach companies how to grow online and watch their companies grow and be proud of the success. That makes you feel good as an entrepreneur and coach. I like coaching. I like helping people. I truly do. So I started hustling a bit, DMs here, another client. Soon later, this was only in December 2023 this started. By March of 2024, I had 3 clients and the business was netting $16,000 a month. Netting $16,000 a month. What a great start. Well, I hired a staff and made some mistakes in how I was handling their media. So we would do a post and a reel and a story for them every day and handle their funnel. Well, try and do that for one company, Hogan Health and Fitness, two companies, Hogan Co-Media, and then all our clients' companies, which is me. The content suffered. That is it. It was impossible. It was 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. every night. It was impossible to do the work. And I hired a staff, but she wasn't trained yet. And I didn't have the systems and procedures to train her specifically on how to be a social media manager. So we lost a couple of those clients. We lost about $7,000 a month in revenue. Another tough blow, right? Because you build your life based on your revenue and you never go backwards. So I got smart. And I'm going to give a shout out to Derek Vidal. Derek Vidal is a coach I've hired, finally a marketing coach who really, really, he's only for experts. If you're not an expert, don't hire him. If you don't have a big business, don't hire him. But he's a good one. So shout out to Derek. And he got us understanding that you need to get away from your organic marketing, and the only way you're truly going to grow again is with paid advertising. But I paid advertising has never really worked out for me in the past, and it's just never produced the right clientele. So we went to school with him and really dug in. And then my assistant, I put her through the training as well. We hit another massive influx. And that produced, for one of our clients, produced about 1,500 leads. For Hogan Health and Fitness, produced, and this is just, this strategy on these companies is not old, produced, 500 prospects on one and 400 on the other. Long story short, through all the companies, we got, 2,000 leads in 2 weeks. I start warm calling from these leads because they're expecting my call, and one hires us, another hires us, another hires us, another hires us. And we go, keep it simple, stupid. The KISS formula. We have this not complicated strategy, and it's working better than anything else has worked before. And business is a lot like that, isn't it? You hit an uptick, you have some challenges, you make some mistakes, and you hit an uptick. If I can give you any advice to get to your 7 figures as an entrepreneur, and we're just about to move again to a brand new house, and we're upgrading our life, and the kids are so thrilled, and I'm so proud. If you want to get to that level where you're making that kind of income, from home or from an office of a small team, and you work your own hours, it's a lot of hours, but don't quit. And when you hit your plateau and you're happy and your family's happy and your wife's happy and the kids are happy, don't let your foot off the gas pedal. Don't go buy the boat and spend half the summer on the lake. Don't go on the 5 vacations. Keep working, because if you don't stay true to your daily grind and your morning routine and your process, entrepreneurs, you're going to go backwards and you're going to slip, and other companies like ours who are willing to take those steps are going to take your business. They're going to take your business. Your competitors are going to work harder, and they're going to have more pain, and they're going to be using their kids' piggy bank to pay for groceries. They're going to have to sell their boat, and they're more hungry than you are. Don't lose your hunger and drive and integrity to your process. I believe now, after catastrophic failure and now substantial success, and we are going to an elite level now, I believe that is as a result of attrition. And I believe it's as a result of hitting a wall and then really analyzing the wall and not being afraid to try different things to get through that wall. And most of the things you try will fail, or at least if you set yourself up where you're okay with the failure, and success is an accumulation of failures, I guarantee you're going to find that way through. So lo and behold, in now 2024, it's fall of 2024, we're recording this episode, Hogan & Co. Media, we are now a full-service media company where I take on companies who are trying to grow, and we go get them 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 leads, and we help them grow immediately because we finally found the strategy that works at that level. And it's very easy to sell because we can promise them their leads or don't hire us. So simple. So Hogan & Co. Media is going to outgrow Hogan Health and Fitness this year, and Hogan Health and Fitness is the top-rated physique transformation service in the region with only 5 stars and 1,600 humans transformed, 100 clients. It's a big business. Hogan & Co. Media is going to outgrow it this year because I'm focusing so much of my time and attention on this process. I hope that helped you entrepreneurs grow today. I'm President and CEO of Hogan & Group & Company, Sean Hogan. This is Rags to Riches, and next week we'll be telling someone else's story of how they went from perceived failure and broke through that glass ceiling. Have an awesome afternoon. Oh, and please like, share, and follow for more episodes. At Hogan Co. Media is our social, and at Hogan Health Now is our health and fitness. Thanks, guys.